I'm activating this council emergency chat for the Christmas preparations. Chief Willoughby, Principal Archer, we need to coordinate defense plans immediately. This marks the 4th year of our annual nightmare. We cannot afford any oversights this time.
Already on it, Mayor. The police department has stockpiled ammunition over the past month. We have reinforced the station doors with steel plating too, plus 3 designated safe houses that have been established all across town. Residents can barricade themselves there during the Christmas Eve attack.
The school building will serve as our primary evacuation center. I have converted the basement into a proper shelter. Medical supplies and emergency rations are already stored there. The building can accommodate up to 200 people if necessary.
Excellent work, both of you. However, our official resources remain insufficient after years of population decline. I am adding several concerned parents to this chat for civilian coordination. Rebecca, David, Phoebe, and McDonald have volunteered to help organize. Thank you for including us, Mayor Ford. I have to express my frustration immediately, though. Ridgeview has lost over 100 residents since these killings began all those years ago. Families either die during attacks or flee to neighboring towns. Why do we continue hiding instead of fighting back? This creature has destroyed our community over and over again, and I've had enough.
Rebecca raises an excellent point. I propose that the adults organize armed patrols this year. We have hunting rifles, shotguns, and local knowledge of the terrain. Rather than cowering indoors, we should take the fight to this thing.
David, that is absolutely reckless thinking. Previous attempts to fight the creature have only resulted in more deaths. Remember what happened to the Henderson family 3 years ago? They tried to ambush it with bear traps and rifles. All 5 of them were found dismembered the next morning. Should I remind you of what their living room looked like?
I understand both perspectives here, but right now I am focused on immediate preparations. I have been boarding up my windows since last week. Has anyone discovered new information about the creature yet?
I can share what we have documented over the years. The creature appears at midnight sharp on Christmas Eve. It hunts continuously until dawn on Christmas morning. The attacks seem random, but it targets homes with children first. The most disturbing thing is that it controls reanimated reindeer corpses. These act as scouts and secondary attackers throughout the night.
The reindeer are perhaps more terrifying than the creature itself. They move silently through the streets, and their antlers have been sharpened into weapons. Last year, Mrs. Thompson reported seeing one peering through her kitchen window. She said its eyes glowed like red Christmas lights.
We need to stay focused on practical preparations. Everyone should remain in their current locations. Gathering in person would waste valuable preparation time. It would also increase our exposure risk unnecessarily. Mayor, with respect, hiding has not worked for 9 years. Each Christmas Eve, more people die despite our precautions. The Morrison children last year, the elderly couple on Elm Street. When will we acknowledge that passive defense is failing us?
Rebecca is absolutely right. I have been researching this creature extensively. There must be some way to kill it permanently. What if we organized a coordinated attack with multiple families?
David, you are talking about sending people to their deaths. This thing is not human, not natural. It laughs while it kills, like it enjoys the terror. No amount of human courage can overcome something like that.
Has anyone considered that it might have a lair somewhere? Something this powerful must rest during the other 11 months. If we could find where it comes from, maybe we could destroy it there.
We have searched extensively during off-season months. Helicopters, search dogs, volunteer teams. The surrounding mountains and forests show no signs of habitation. Whatever this thing is, it does not leave conventional traces.
I will send photos of our school shelter preparations. Parents who want their children evacuated here should arrange drop-offs before December 23rd. Travel after that date becomes too dangerous.
Excellent documentation, Principal Archer. I want everyone to understand the timeline clearly. We have 4 days remaining for final preparations. December 21st through 23rd for last-minute fortification. December 24th lockdown begins at sunset. No one leaves their designated shelter until December 25th afternoon. 4 more days of waiting for our annual slaughter. I cannot accept this anymore. There has to be something we can do besides hide and pray.
Rebecca, I have been thinking about Old Man Joe's abandoned shack. It is located on the outskirts of town, isolated from residential areas. What if we could lure the creature there somehow? Set up some kind of trap or explosive device?
David, that shack is where this nightmare began. Old Man Joe disappeared from there before the first attack. Going anywhere near that place would be a death sentence.
Wait, he raises an interesting point. What if the shack is significant to the creature somehow? Maybe it returns there, or has some connection to that location.
The shack has been thoroughly investigated multiple times, and so far, there's been no evidence of supernatural activity or creature presence, just an abandoned building with Joe's personal belongings still inside.
I remember Old Man Joe very fondly. He visited our school every December to read Christmas stories in that Santa costume. The children absolutely adored him. His disappearance devastated the entire community. I even still have a photo from when he first started doing it.
Old Man Joe's fate remains our most tragic unsolved mystery, but we cannot let sentiment cloud our current safety preparations. Focus on securing your families and properties. Speculation about the past will not protect anyone this Christmas.
I know what is hunting you. I can help. Watch the videos I am about to send. They contain warnings that could save your lives. This is not a joke. This is not a game. Pay attention to every detail.
Who is this? How did you access our private council chat?
Identify yourself immediately.
Are you another resident trying to help? Or someone who knows about the creature?
If you have information that can help us fight this thing, please share it.
This could be some kind of prank or malicious interference. We should remove this person immediately.
Wait, let us see what these videos contain. If someone genuinely wants to help, we should listen.
I agree with Phoebe. At this point, we need any assistance we can get.
Heed what I'm about to send you all. It might save your lives, or at least some of you.
Here's a guide to Christmas. Enjoy this quality time with your family as much as possible.
I'm tracing this account right now. Everyone stay calm while I identify this intruder.
Interesting way to start a warning, given the circumstances.
Christmas is coming. Are you ready for Santa Claus?
This feels deliberately menacing.
The video style matches descriptions from our survivors, to be fair. That same grainy vintage appearance, like old educational films from decades ago.
Frosty, stop uploading videos and answer our questions. Who are you and what do you want?
Remember his appearance. If you see the following Santa Claus, please stay away quickly.
These images are exactly what I saw. The night my 12-year-old son was killed. The same twisted face, the same malicious expression. How does this person have such accurate depictions?
This is disturbing and inappropriate. Someone is exploiting our tragedy for their own sick entertainment. We should remove this person immediately.
When you hear out chirping and bells outside the window late at night, please don't be curious to check it out. This is disrespectful to Santa Claus.
Every survivor has reported hearing those sounds first. The elk chirping is how we know it is approaching, but we never understood why it makes those particular noises.
Watch out for your chimney.
Again, this is information we already possess. What practical use do these warnings provide? We know the creature resembles Santa Claus. We know it uses chimneys for entry. Tell us something we can actually use to fight it.
Perhaps these videos serve a different purpose. Maybe they are documenting the creature's behavior, or providing confirmation of what we have observed.
Keep an eye on your kid. This is not the first time a child has gone missing.
This information is completely unhelpful. Parents already guard their children desperately every Christmas. We have lost over 35 children over the past 4 years. We do not need reminders about protecting them.
Phoebe is absolutely right. These warnings are insultingly obvious. Anyone sending this knows we are already aware. So what is the real purpose behind these videos? I am attempting to remove Frosty from this group, but the administrative controls are not responding. Somehow they have secured permanent access.
Tell them not to be tempted by candy. Too much candy can cause tooth decay.
Now I'm just confused. That seems like a normal parental concern, not a supernatural warning about the creature.
Unless the creature uses candy as bait somehow, though we've never actually found evidence of that tactic. Most attacks occur while families are sleeping, not while children are outside collecting treats.
This matches exactly what Mrs. Patterson described before she died defending her grandchildren.
We live with these nightmares constantly. Why subject us to more visual reminders?
This is exactly how the creature stalks its victims.
Enough of this psychological torture. Whoever you are, Frosty, you are a sick individual. These videos serve no constructive purpose. You are reopening wounds that never properly heal.
Hope you have a wonderful Christmas. Bless you.
That eye matches survivor descriptions perfectly. Several witnesses mentioned seeing a giant eye, usually right before the creature attacked them. How does this person know such specific details?
Frosty, all 10 clips have finished playing. Now provide real answers instead of cryptic warnings. Who are you and how do you know about our situation? What is your connection to the creature? Are you trying to help us or harm us? These videos have told us nothing new. We already knew the creature looks like Santa. We already knew it stalks through windows. We already knew it targets children. What was the point of this entire presentation?
Maybe the point was confirmation, proving that someone else knows our situation and understands the specific details of our nightmare. But that still does not explain who Frosty is.
Or why they chose to contact us now, just days before Christmas Eve, when our anxiety is already at its peak.
Frosty, if you genuinely want to help us, then provide actionable intelligence. Tell us how to kill this thing. Tell us where it comes from. Give us something useful instead of horror movie clips.
I maintain that we should ignore this person entirely. They are either mentally disturbed or maliciously motivated. Either way, engaging with them is dangerous.
I have to admit, the videos contain accurate information, details that only survivors or investigators would know. This suggests Frosty has legitimate knowledge somehow.
The creature lives in the mountains north of town. It feeds on your fear. Fire can hurt it. You are welcome to ignore this information and die like you have been doing. Or you can finally fight back properly. Your choice.
And just like that, they're gone.
Stick to our established safety protocols. Please, everyone, 4 days until lockdown begins. I have created this private leadership chat to discuss Frosty's claims. We need to analyze this information without alarming the parent group. Chief Principal, what are your honest assessments of those mountain claims?
I cannot verify any of Frosty's statements about the creature's origin. We have no intelligence confirming mountain habitation. Organizing an expedition days before Christmas Eve would be reckless. It would divert critical resources from defending the town.
However, Frosty's mention of fire as a weapon is intriguing. Do you remember the Johnson House incident 3 years ago? When their kitchen caught fire during an attack, the reindeer creatures retreated immediately when the flames spread. At the time, we assumed it was coincidental timing, but could it be more?
That is one isolated incident, though. We cannot build strategy around a single anecdotal observation. Plus, the Johnson family still died that night. The fire may have delayed the attack, but did not prevent it.
Both perspectives have merit, but we cannot risk civilian lives on unverified information. Frosty could be deliberately misleading us for unknown reasons. I decide we keep these messages confidential and focus on traditional defensive preparations instead.
Agreed, though I recommend monitoring for any fire-related opportunities. If situations arise where flames might provide tactical advantage, we should be prepared to exploit them safely.
Fair enough. I will instruct my officers to carry additional flares and emergency torches, just in case Frosty's fire claim proves accurate.
Excellent compromise. Now let us return to coordinating with the parent group, without mentioning Frosty's specific claims about mountains or fire.
Christmas Eve arrives in 4 days, people, and I don't know about you all, but the time for action is now.
Hell no! Frosty's warnings were vague and completely useless. They provided no actionable tactics whatsoever. Fighting back will provoke the creature into killing more people. We should stick to proven survival methods.
McDonald, proven methods have failed for 4 consecutive years. Each Christmas Eve brings more deaths despite our precautions. Hiding in basements while children die is not acceptable anymore. I refuse to watch another Christmas morning body count.
Rebecca is absolutely right about taking action. I propose we target Old Man Joe's abandoned shack specifically. It is located on the town's edge, isolated from residential areas, so it's also the perfect location for containing an explosive ambush.
That location makes strategic sense for multiple reasons. One person lures the creature there using noise and movement. Others detonate pre-planted explosives from safe distance. Once the creature enters the building completely, the shack's wooden construction will burn quickly with gasoline accelerants.
How exactly would we lure the creature to that specific location? It typically hunts randomly throughout residential neighborhoods. What guarantee do we have that it will follow our bait?
We use audio recordings of children's voices, broadcast them from speakers placed around the shack. The creature prioritizes targeting children according to our observations. It should investigate the sounds before attacking houses.
This plan will kill us all. You are talking about deliberately attracting a supernatural killer. What happens when your explosives fail to work? You will doom the entire town to unprecedented slaughter.
McDonald, the town is already doomed under current strategies. We lose people every single year regardless. At least this plan offers hope for permanent resolution, instead of accepting annual massacres forever.
I have enough dynamite to level that entire shack, plus backup gasoline bombs if the primary explosion fails. We position multiple detonation points around the perimeter. Even if the creature survives the blast, the fire will finish it.
Who volunteers to serve as bait for this operation? Someone has to lure the creature close enough to the building. That person faces the highest risk of death if timing fails.
I will handle the bait role myself. I have military training from my army service, plus intimate knowledge of the explosive timing requirements. If anyone can execute this successfully, it is me.
David, that is incredibly brave, but unnecessarily risky. We need you alive to operate the detonation equipment. Someone else should handle the bait while you manage explosives. I volunteer to serve as bait instead.
Rebecca, please reconsider this madness. Your children need their mother alive. This creature has killed dozens of armed adults previously. What makes you think you can survive close contact?
My children need their mother to finally end this nightmare. Rather than hiding in terror every Christmas for their entire lives, I refuse to raise them in perpetual fear anymore. This ends now, one way or another.
If we proceed with this plan, we need detailed timing coordination and emergency backup protocols. What happens if the creature arrives earlier than midnight? What happens if it brings more reindeer than expected?
We establish communication via radio headsets throughout the operation. Multiple observation posts monitor the creature's approach vector. If complications arise, we abort and retreat to designated safe positions, but we maintain flexibility to adapt tactics based on circumstances. Yo, I created this chat because our parents are treating us like babies. They won't let us access the adult planning conversations, but we need to discuss this situation without their supervision. I managed to download Frosty's videos from my mom's phone before she confiscated mine. I'll send them to you all now and we can get to watching.
Charles, you are absolutely brilliant for capturing those. I have been analyzing the analog aesthetic from my house across town. This style matches internet horror content from the early 2010s specifically. Whoever Frosty is, they have filmmaking knowledge and specific intentions. The cryptic format was deliberately chosen for psychological impact.
I used reverse image search on frames from these videos. There is a hidden cave entrance visible in clip 8. You can only see it when you increase the brightness significantly and zoom in like super close.
Janice, those rock formations look incredibly familiar to me. I recognize them from hiking trips I took with my father before the attacks began, and he became too scared to leave our farm. That cave is definitely located in the northern mountain range, maybe 15 or 20 miles from Ridgeview's town limits.
So Frosty was trying to show us where the creature originates, rather than just warning us about its attacks. This makes way more sense than random horror movie clips. He was providing actual intelligence about the creature's location.
The question becomes why our parents refuse to investigate. They have access to the same information we discovered, yet they remain focused on defensive hiding strategies only, instead of pursuing offensive opportunities against the source.
Because they treat us like helpless children who cannot contribute. My mother Rebecca locked me in our storm cellar for safety. She claims teenagers cannot understand supernatural dangers properly, but we have survived 8 previous Christmas attacks successfully. We have valid observations about the creature's behavior patterns.
David forbade me from leaving my bedroom until after Christmas. My parents installed extra locks on all the doors to prevent me from going outside during preparation time, like I am some kind of reckless liability instead of a survivor.
Mayor Ford told me I am too young to help with planning, and confined me to our house indefinitely, despite the fact that I live 3 streets away from Bethany, and could easily coordinate intelligence gathering with her, if they would treat us like capable human beings.
I have been secretly documenting the creature's patterns for 3 years. Every single attack begins from the northern direction, the same direction as those mountains Frosty identified, and it disappears back north when each attack ends at dawn. This suggests a consistent travel route between locations.
Bethany, that supports my theory about a permanent lair. If the creature travels from the mountains to Ridgeview regularly, it must have a nest or base where it lives year-round. Somewhere it rests and plans between Christmas attacks.
What if we could locate and destroy the lair ourselves during the off-season when the creature is dormant or vulnerable? We might prevent future attacks entirely instead of just surviving them. Actually solve this nightmare permanently for the whole town.
Freya, that is brilliant thinking, but our parents will never let us leave our homes before Christmas. Attempting to sneak out would get us locked up more severely. They are already treating us like prisoners in our own houses.
We need to wait until after Christmas Eve passes. Let our parents think they have successfully protected us again. Then organize our own expedition to investigate the mountains, without their knowledge or permission, since they clearly will not listen.
Bethany raises an excellent point about post-Christmas timing. Adults always relax their security after the attack ends. They assume the danger disappears disappears for another full year, which gives us freedom to pursue the creature's actual source.
I can provide detailed hiking knowledge for mountain navigation. Plus, I know which trails lead toward the northern cave systems. My father taught me wilderness survival before he became paralyzed by fear. We could organize a proper expedition with the right equipment.
This plan makes infinitely more sense than hiding annually. We target the root cause instead of treating symptoms. 4 capable teenagers with motivation and intelligence against one creature that has terrorized our town long enough.
We should start planning logistics immediately. Equipment requirements, route mapping, communication protocols, and research into what weapons might prove effective. Frosty mentioned fire as a potential weakness.
I can acquire camping gear and climbing equipment discreetly. My mother has been stockpiling supplies for emergency evacuations. She will not notice if items go missing after Christmas, especially if she thinks the danger has passed temporarily.
We need to consider what we will find at the creature's lair and how we plan to destroy it permanently. This cannot be a reconnaissance mission only. We need sufficient firepower to end the threat completely.
Freya is absolutely right about bringing real weapons. Molotov cocktails, gasoline, anything flammable based on Frosty's advice. We get one chance at this before the creature realizes we know its location, so we better make it count decisively. Christmas Eve execution begins now. I am positioned inside my work shed a quarter mile from Old Man Joe's shack. Spent the previous night planting dynamite throughout the building's foundation. 300 feet of detonation wire runs to my covered position behind the large oak tree. All explosive charges are armed and ready for remote detonation. Back window remains open for emergency escape route as planned.
I am positioned 2 streets away from the target shack. Fireworks and flares are loaded and ready to create noise trail. Once the creature appears in town, I will guide it directly to the building, using coordinated sound patterns to attract its attention systematically.
I volunteered to serve as the live bait for this operation. I am the fastest runner in our group by far. I can maintain safe distance from the creature long enough to reach the shack and escape through David's back window. My basement fortifications are complete if retreat becomes necessary.
I refuse to participate in this suicidal plan. I have locked myself and my 2 children in our bomb shelter, with enough supplies to last 3 days if necessary. This attack strategy will fail catastrophically and doom us all. You are guaranteeing maximum casualties with this reckless approach.
Officer Hendricks and Officer Reyes are positioned near the ambush site, both carrying shotguns loaded with incendiary shells as backup. They have concealed locations providing clear sight lines to the shack. If the explosives fail, they will attempt fire-based attacks immediately.
Mayor Ford and I are coordinating the mass emergency alert. All Ridgeview residents received instructions at 11 p.m. Lock doors, board windows, stay indoors, remain silent. Anyone not participating in the ambush must shelter completely.
David, confirm your detonation equipment is functioning properly. We get one opportunity to execute this plan successfully. If the timing fails, the creature will escape and retaliate.
All systems tested and operational. I have visual confirmation on the shack from my position. Charges placed at structural support points for maximum damage. The building will collapse completely when detonation occurs. Adding gasoline accelerants will create immediate fire spread.
How long after I enter the building should I wait? I need enough time to escape, but not enough for the creature to investigate. What signal will you use to indicate detonation countdown?
Radio headset will provide 3-second countdown warning. Exit through the back window immediately upon hearing countdown initiated. You will have exactly 6 seconds to clear the blast radius safely. Do not hesitate or look back once evacuation begins.
All units report ready status for operation commencement.
Unit 1 ready in position.
Unit 2 ready with backup incendiary ammunition.
Emergency services are on standby for casualty response. Ambulances positioned at safe distance from combat zone. Medical personnel prepared for multiple injury scenarios.
I can hear Mayor Ford downstairs making constant phone calls. She is coordinating evacuations and emergency responses, but I am still locked in my bedroom with no access. This is incredibly frustrating being excluded from everything.
My father David left in his truck hours ago, clearly participating in some kind of plan the adults refused to discuss. He loaded equipment and supplies before departing. I heard him testing radio communication devices earlier.
My mother Rebecca left our house despite promising to stay home. She took flares, fireworks, and other noise-making equipment, obviously involved in whatever operation the parents organized, while completely excluding us from participation or knowledge.
I picked the lock on my bedroom door successfully, but my parents are guarding all the main exits. They installed motion sensors and additional security measures. I cannot leave the farmhouse without triggering alarms.
Our parents are treating us like helpless prisoners, while they attempt dangerous operations without backup. We should be coordinating together instead of hiding separately. This exclusion strategy makes no tactical sense.
I can see emergency vehicles positioned throughout town. Police cars cars, ambulances, fire trucks in strategic locations, but all maintaining distance from the northern residential area. Something major is definitely happening tonight.
Do you think they are actually trying to fight the creature instead of just hiding like previous years? The equipment and coordination suggests offensive planning rather than purely defensive preparations.
If they are attacking, we should be helping them. 4 extra people with knowledge and motivation could make the difference between success and failure. Instead, we are stuck watching from our bedrooms.
After tonight, regardless of what happens, we organize our own expedition to the mountain lair. No more waiting for adult permission or inclusion. We solve this problem permanently ourselves.
I can see him emerging from the trees at the north edge of town. Starting the plan now. The creature looks exactly like Frosty's videos depicted.
Beginning noise trail creation immediately. First flare launched toward the shack location. Creature is turning toward the sound as expected. Second flare in 3, 2, 1.
Visual confirmation on creature approach vector. It is following Rebecca's guidance successfully. Estimated arrival at target building in 4 minutes. All detonation systems armed and ready.
Units 1 and 2 report creature in sight.
Confirming massive humanoid figure in Santa costume.
Multiple reindeer entities moving alongside primary target. Count shows 6 reindeer with sharpened antler weapons.
I am leaving my shelter now to serve as live bait, moving toward predetermined intercept position. Radio headset active for countdown coordination. If this fails, tell my children I love them.
Third flare sequence directing creature toward shack entrance. It is definitely following the trail we created. Distance approximately 200 yards and closing.
Phoebe, you need to appear at the shack in 90 seconds. Create enough disturbance to draw the creature inside. Then evacuate immediately when countdown begins.
Understood and moving to position now. Let's do this. The creature spotted me as planned. I ran through the street screaming and waving my flashlight deliberately. It is pursuing me exactly as we hoped. Currently in the forest and briefly out of its line of sight so I can text. Moving toward the shack now at maximum speed.
Lighting the firework trail I arranged earlier. First explosion sequence creating bratlats and loud sounds. Creature remains focused on following Phoebe's path toward the target. Second explosion sequence incoming.
I have visual confirmation of the shack entrance from my position. Detonator is armed and ready for immediate triggering. Will activate explosion the instant the creature crosses the threshold. All systems show green status on my equipment.
Multiple reindeer corpses have emerged from the woods. They are circling the entire area with unnatural jerking movements. Appears to be searching for additional prey beyond our target.
Count shows 8 reindeer entities now instead of 6. They move like marionettes controlled by invisible strings. Antlers have been sharpened into weapon points.
Receiving panicked messages from residents across Ridgeview. More reindeer creatures are breaking into homes through first-floor windows. They are dragging people outside toward the northern forest. This is far worse than previous Christmas attacks. The creature brought reinforcements this year.
Face completely shadowed except for white eyes reflecting night vision, moving at deliberate walking pace rather than running, like it knows exactly where it is going.
Fourth firework explosion guiding creature to final approach. It should reach the shack within 60 seconds. Phoebe, are you in position for the bait sequence?
Reaching the shack now, running inside to create disturbance and attract attention. I'll let you know once I'm out. I'm clear. Trigger it now.
Creature has shrunk and is entering the shack at walking pace. Pressing the detonator button now. Nothing happened. The detonator is malfunctioning somehow. I need to check the wire connection immediately. Moving from cover to inspect the equipment.
David, stop and return to cover immediately. Do not abandon your protected position. The reindeer creatures are still active in the area.
Officer Hendricks, extract Phoebe and retreat immediately. Officer Reyes, provide covering fire if necessary. All units abandon current positions and return to base.
David is not responding to radio communication. I can see reindeer creatures dragging something away from the oak tree. The creature knew about our trap somehow. It was prepared for our ambush strategy.
The plan has failed catastrophically. David is gone, both officers are gone. The creature anticipated our attack and countered it. We need immediate evacuation protocols.
All remaining personnel retreat to emergency shelters. The creature is now actively hunting anyone outside. Repeat, abandon all offensive operations immediately.
Emergency broadcast going out to all residents now. Lock all doors, board all windows, remain completely silent. Do not attempt rescue operations or communication. The creature has evolved beyond our previous understanding.
School security cameras show the creature exiting the shack. It is carrying David's detonation equipment, moving toward residential areas with increased speed. Estimated arrival at populated neighborhoods in 10 minutes.
I am retreating to my basement shelter immediately. Rebecca, get to safety safety now. This is no longer a rescue operation. This is pure survival.
Moving to emergency shelter position. David died trying to save this town. We cannot let his sacrifice be meaningless, but tonight we can only survive and mourn.
I told you this plan would fail. Now David and 2 officers are dead. The creature was angrier and more dangerous than ever. We should have stayed hidden like previous years. I am receiving forwarded messages from neighbors throughout town. The creature and reindeer servants are massacring Ridgeview, breaking into homes and killing residents despite our defenses. Locked doors and boarded windows are not stopping them. Mrs. Patterson on Elm Street just went silent mid-message. This was the last thing that they sent.
The ambush plan has failed completely. All remaining residents must evacuate to the school building immediately. Principal Archer has emergency supplies and medical equipment there. This is our only chance for coordinated survival.
Roads are blocked by overturned vehicles and fallen trees. Escape from town is impossible through conventional routes. The creatures deliberately sabotaged our evacuation paths. They planned this attack far more thoroughly than previous years.
Has anyone seen Phoebe since she escaped the shack? She stopped responding after her final message. I am terrified that she did not make it to safety. Please, someone confirm her status if possible.
Through my bomb shelter's periscope, I can see the creatures targeting specific houses. They are going after people who participated in the ambush plan first. This entity possesses intelligence and is punishing those who fought back. David's house is completely destroyed. Rebecca's house has all windows smashed.
I can hear the creatures breaking through my front door. Tell the children that I'm sorry we failed them.
Reindeer creatures have surrounded the police station. They are tearing through our reinforced steel doors. My officers are preparing for a final stand with incendiary rounds. If anyone survives, remember that fire was our only effective weapon.
Barricading myself in the town hall vault now. 3-inch steel walls and combination lock should provide protection. Any survivors must protect the children above all else. Evacuate them at first light if possible. Do not let our deaths be meaningless. Hiding in the attic while reindeer creatures search below. I can hear them check in every room. Their hooves sound wrong, like broken bones scraping wood. They are learning the layout of human homes. We're all screwed.
I cannot reach my mother anymore. Her phone shows disconnected when I try calling. The last message she sent was a photo of something in an attic, but it was too dark and blurry to understand.
Mayor Ford stopped responding an hour ago. She is my aunt and would never ignore my messages. Something has happened to all the adults participating in that plan. I can hear sirens and screaming outside, but no one answers when I call.
My father David's phone shows as completely disconnected. Not just offline, but like the device was destroyed physically. I tried calling the police station and got no response. Emergency services numbers are not working either.
My parents locked me in the basement before going to help with evacuations. That was 3 hours ago, and I have not heard from them since. No footsteps upstairs, no voices, no vehicle sounds. The house is completely silent except for distant screaming.
Are we all still alive and hiding? Because it sounds like every adult in town might be dead. The parent chat has gone completely silent. No one has sent a message for 20 minutes.
I think we are orphans now. Our parents died trying to fight that thing, while we survived by staying locked in our hiding places. This is exactly what we were afraid would happen.
The sun is starting to rise outside my window. Christmas morning has arrived again, but this year feels different from all the previous attacks. Like the creature accomplished something more permanent.
We are the only conversation still active. Everyone who participated in the planning chats is gone. 4 teenagers hiding in separate houses across a dead town. What do we do now?
We survive, and then we finish what our parents started. But we do it right this time. We find that mountain lair and end this permanently.
Charles is right. We cannot spend the rest of our lives hiding every Christmas. Our parents died because they acted without proper intelligence. We have Frosty's information about the mountain location.
Plus, we know the creature is vulnerable to fire. That was confirmed by multiple witnesses before they died. We can learn from their mistakes and succeed where they failed.
First, we need to confirm who survived in town. Then we plan an expedition to those northern mountains. This nightmare ends with us, one way or another.
I found it. I know where the thing lives. We can end this.
I have been waiting 5 years for this conversation. Please tell me you have actual evidence and not just theories.
I have been researching the creature for years, too. If you found something concrete, I need to know immediately. What kind of evidence are we talking about?
Charles, give us details about your findings now. I refuse to get my hopes up without seeing proof. But if you really found where it lives, we can finish this.
Deep in the mountain range north of Ridgeview, I spent months cross-referencing Frosty's old video clips with satellite imagery until I identified a cave system matching the hidden rock formations. Visible in clip 8 when you enhance the brightness. just like we said before.
I have documented 4 additional Christmas massacres since our parents died, bringing the total years of terror to 9 complete cycles. But I also discovered newspaper archives describing similar attacks. 5 other towns between 1950 and 2010 experienced identical instances: Dark Santa figure, reindeer servants, annual Christmas killings. Then the attacks mysteriously stopped in those locations.
That suggests the creature migrates between towns every decade or two, feeding until the population declines too much for sustainable hunting, then moving to a new hunting ground with more potential victims. Ridgeview might be approaching the end of its cycle.
If we can locate and destroy the creature's lair before next Christmas, we might kill it permanently and save what remains of our town, instead of waiting for it to abandon Ridgeview and terrorize someone else.
I have a detailed plan for executing this mission. December 20th, we hiked to the mountain coordinates together, split up to search the area more efficiently. The cave system covers several square miles according to my research. Each person carries Molotov cocktails because fire is our only effective weapon. Last year I threw a lit torch at one of the reindeer servants, watched it burn completely before dissolving into ash.
Separating is dangerous though, Charles. What if one of us encounters the creature alone? We have no backup or communication in those mountains. 4 teenagers against something that killed dozens of armed adults.
We cannot search the same areas simultaneously when time is limited. The mountains are vast and we need comprehensive coverage. Plus, splitting up means if one person gets caught, 3 others remain free to continue the mission. This is our only realistic chance for success.
I have been gathering supplies for exactly this scenario. Bottles, gasoline, cloth strips, waterproof lighters, climbing rope, heavy flashlights, flare guns, topographic maps, everything we need for a proper mountain expedition, and enough Molotov cocktail materials for sustained combat.
I attempted to tell the current chief of police about our plan. He dismissed me as a traumatized teenager with dangerous fantasies, threatened to have me committed to a psychiatric facility. If I continued spreading conspiracy theories about supernatural creatures, adults still refuse to acknowledge what we have all witnessed.
We execute the plan regardless of adult approval. 9 years of hiding and dying is unacceptable. When we finally have a chance to end the threat permanently, our parents died because they acted without proper intelligence. We have better information and better weapons.
December 20th gives us 4 days before Christmas Eve. If we find the lair and destroy it successfully, the creature cannot return for its annual hunt. Ridgeview experiences its first peaceful Christmas in a decade.
We meet at the mountain base at dawn on December 20th, hiking in from different trailheads to avoid drawing attention. Each person carries radio equipment for emergency communication, plus enough supplies for 3 days in case the search takes longer.
I will take the northern trail approach. My hiking experience makes me best suited for difficult terrain. Plus, I can navigate by landmarks my father taught me years ago.
I will approach from the eastern trail system. My satellite imagery research gives me the most accurate coordinates. We converge at the GPS location and begin systematic cave exploration. This ends on December 20th, one way or another.
What if we encounter the creature during daylight hours? Does it remain active year-round or only during the Christmas season? We need contingency plans for unexpected combat scenarios.
Based on my research, the creature remains dormant most of the year, only becoming active in December as Christmas approaches. December 20th should be relatively safe for lair exploration, but we carry weapons regardless, because assumptions kill people.
If one of us does not return from this expedition, the others continue the mission until it is completed. No rescue attempts, no abandoning the plan for individual safety. We end this nightmare or die trying.
Agreed completely. 4 days until we finally take control of our lives, instead of cowering every Christmas waiting for death. Ridgeview's children deserve better than the terror we experienced.
See everyone at dawn on December 20th. Bring everything you can carry and prepare for anything. This is our chance to honor our parents' sacrifice by succeeding where they failed.
Reached the mountain coordinates from the northern trail. Found a narrow cave opening concealed behind fallen rocks. Looks familiar, right? Sending GPS coordinates to everyone now. I am going to enter and investigate the cave system.
Charles, I am moving toward your location from the eastern slope. Rough terrain is slowing my progress significantly. Estimate 30 minutes before I can reach your position. Please wait for backup before entering anything dangerous.
I am 45 minutes away from Charles's coordinates. Western trail approach is steeper than expected. Charles, do not engage anything without group support. We agreed to stay together for safety reasons.
Coming from southern approach, but I am at least an hour away. Charles, Wait for the group to reunite before cave exploration. One person alone cannot handle whatever is in there.
Entering the cave now while I have the chance. The entrance tunnel is narrow and slopes downward steeply. Walls are damp and covered in deep scratch marks. There are bones scattered across the floor everywhere. Following the tunnel deeper into the mountain.
Charles, those bones could belong to previous victims. Get out of there immediately and wait for us. Charles?
I have been walking for several hundred feet now. The tunnel opened into a massive underground chamber. There is a pulsing flesh pit in the center. It appears organic, made of raw muscle tissue that contracts rhythmically. Santa Claus's blood-stained costume is draped across the edge, though I didn't get that in the photo, like it was discarded after use.
Charles, leave that chamber right now. You have no idea what kind of trap you just walked into. The creature could return at any moment.
The pit is approximately 20 feet in diameter, and my goodness, it's like 20 miles deep or something. I can hear wet breathing sounds echoing from far below. Something is definitely alive down there.
Charles, get out immediately and wait for backup. Do not attempt to fight this thing alone. We are supposed to work together on this mission.
Charles, please wait just 30 more minutes until I reach you. We can coordinate a proper attack with all 4 people. Individual heroics will get you killed.
If I do not do this now, we will never get another chance. The creature might detect our presence and escape. I am ending this nightmare today.
Charles, attacking alone will kill you. We need you alive to help coordinate the assault. Wait for us, please. Charles.
It is done. I threw it, waiting to see what happens. The bottle is falling for several seconds before explosion far below. Oh God, something is down there. It's huge, and it's climbing up. I'm okay. You won't believe what just happened. I'm coming out now from a completely different cave exit. 2 miles from where I originally entered. The creature that climbed from the flesh pit was massive beyond comprehension. Its body was covered in hundreds of eyes that blinked independently, limbs that shifted between different shapes constantly, like it couldn't maintain a solid form for more than seconds. It was absolutely terrifying to witness up close.
Charles, thank God you're alive. We searched for hours and found no trace of you anywhere. What happened after your last message cut off? Where have you been all this time?
We were convinced you had been killed by that thing. The 3 of us searched the entire cave system, found the chamber with the flesh pit, but no sign of you.
Charles, we need details about what you experienced. How did you survive an encounter with the creature? And where are you now exactly?
I ran deeper into the cave system trying to escape. The creature pursued me while screaming in voices of previous victims, crying, "Help me," and "Please don't," and "Mommy," in dozens of overlapping voices. It was using the voices of children it had killed over the years, including voices I recognized from our classmates who died. The psychological torture was almost worse than the physical threat. I became completely lost in the tunnel maze, believing I was going to die alone in those caves, when suddenly 5 armed people appeared from a side passage. They attacked the creature with weapons I had never seen before.
5 armed people? Who were they? How did they know you were in danger? And what kind of weapons are you talking about?
Crossbows firing arrows that glowed with strange symbols, like nothing you see in hunting stores or military equipment. Their leader was an older man who introduced himself as Frosty, the same person who sent the warning videos 5 years ago. He has been tracking this creature for decades, apparently.
Frosty is real and was actually there? This is incredible, Charles. What did he tell you about the creature?
How did Frosty's weapons work against something that killed dozens of adults? Our parents had rifles and they all died.
Frosty's arrows pierced the creature's shifting body and forced it to solidify into a single stable form, allowing the other hunters to pin it down with additional arrows, while Frosty delivered a killing blow through what he called the core heart, located in the creature's center mass beneath all the shifting flesh. The thing screamed once and then dissolved into black liquid, like it was never really solid to begin with.
How is this possible? Where did Frosty come from? And why didn't he intervene years ago if he knew about the creature?
After killing the creature, Frosty spent an hour answering my questions, while his team destroyed the flesh pit using controlled explosives. He revealed that the creature is called a Arcatari, an ancient predatory entity that has existed for over 300 years. It feeds on human fear and suffering specifically, by prolonging its victims' terror over multiple years, rather than just killing quickly like normal predators.
That explains why it returned every Christmas instead of attacking randomly. It wanted to maximize our psychological trauma, building anticipation and dread throughout each year.
Exactly right, Janice. The Arcatari infiltrates communities by taking the form of beloved figures, most commonly Santa Claus in modern times, because the holiday association makes the horror more psychologically devastating. But historically, it posed as religious leaders, doctors, Teachers. Any community pillars that people trust implicitly. The betrayal of that trust amplifies the fear it feeds on.
Why didn't Frosty intervene during previous attacks? He could have saved our parents and dozens of other people.
Frosty explained that Arcatari can sense when they are being actively hunted by people who understand their true nature. Direct confrontation causes them to flee to new locations before they can be properly killed. Frosty's organization had been tracking this specific Arcatari since the 1950s, when it terrorized a town in Maine using the same methods. But each time they got close, the creature detected them and relocated to a new hunting ground immediately.
So Frosty has been following this thing for 70 years? How many towns has it destroyed? How many families has it torn apart like ours?
Frosty confirmed at least 12 different communities, spanning multiple decades and hundreds of victims. Ridgeview was just the most recent hunting ground, but also potentially the last if his plan worked correctly.
Why did Frosty send those cryptic videos 5 years ago? Instead of warning the town directly about what we were facing, those videos were terrifying but not particularly helpful.
Frosty needed to provide information without alerting the Arcatari to the presence of educated hunters in the area. The analog horror videos were designed to look like a disturbed individual's project, rather than a legitimate warning from someone who understood the creature's nature, which prevented the Arcatari from detecting the threat and fleeing. Frosty deliberately waited until the creature was distracted and vulnerable, specifically when I attacked its lair and damaged the flesh pit, because that was the only moment when the Arcatari could not escape. It was bound to defend its lair rather than retreat to safety.
That is incredibly sophisticated psychological warfare. Using our parents' attack as a distraction for his real assault, but it means our parents' deaths actually contributed to killing the creature. Their sacrifice was not meaningless after all.
Charles, can you prove any of this? This sounds almost too incredible to believe, even after everything we have witnessed over the years.
Frosty and his team standing over the creature's corpse, a twisted mass of flesh and bone that no longer resembles Santa Claus, or anything human for that matter. It looks like something that should not exist in our reality. Frosty has offered to transport the remains to Town Hall as physical proof for Mayor Ford's successor and Chief Willoughby's replacement, so the town authorities can verify the threat has been eliminated.
I cannot believe Ridgeview is actually safe. After 9 years of Christmas terror and annual massacres, we can finally celebrate the holidays without fear. Children can sleep peacefully on Christmas Eve.
What happens to Frosty and his team now? Do they just disappear after completing this mission? Or do they continue hunting other creatures elsewhere?
Frosty told me there are approximately 7 other known Arcatari, still active in different parts of the world, hunting communities the same way Ridgeview was hunted. His organization travels constantly tracking and eliminating them. Before they can establish permanent hunting grounds, it is a full-time commitment that requires extensive training and complete dedication to protecting innocent people.
Did Frosty explain how his organization operates? Where they get funding and equipment for these missions? How they identify Arcatari activity in different locations?
Frosty's organization has existed for over 2 centuries. Originally founded by survivors of Arcatari attacks in Europe, they maintain networks of contacts throughout multiple governments, who provide resources and intelligence about supernatural threats. The glowing arrows are made from materials blessed by various religious orders, specifically designed to disrupt shape-shifting entities like the Arcatari. Each hunter trains for minimum 10 years before attempting solo missions, because one mistake means death and allows the creature to escape.
Charles, did Frosty make any offers to us? Since we have more experience with Arcatari than most survivors, and we understand the psychological impact they create?
Frosty offered all 4 of us positions in his organization when we turn 18 and complete high school, training us to hunt the remaining creatures worldwide and protect other towns from experiencing what Ridgeview endured. He said survivors make the most effective hunters because we understand the stakes and have personal motivation. Plus, we already know how to work together under extreme pressure.
I would absolutely join that mission. After losing my parents to this creature, I want to prevent other families from experiencing our tragedy. No other children should become orphans like we did.
I agree completely with Bethany's sentiment. Fighting these creatures is the only way to honor our parents' memory and give meaning to everything we have survived. Count me in for Frosty's organization when I turn 18.
My commitment is absolute as well. We have the knowledge, experience, and motivation to become the most effective Arcatari hunters in history. Other communities deserve the protection we never had.
Frosty seemed impressed by our coordinated planning and our willingness to risk everything for the greater good. He said most teenagers would have fled Ridgeview years ago, rather than staying to fight an impossible enemy. Our determination to end the threat permanently convinced him that we have the psychological strength for this work.
When do we start training with Frosty's organization? And where will that training take place? I assume they have facilities designed for supernatural combat preparation.
Frosty will return to Ridgeview in 6 months to begin our preliminary education information about different creature types. Physical training starts immediately after high school graduation at a secure facility located in the Rocky Mountains, where they simulate various hunting scenarios safely. Full certification requires 3 years of intensive preparation before we are qualified for independent missions.
3 years sounds reasonable for learning to fight ancient monsters, especially considering our parents died because they lacked proper training. We will not make the same mistakes they did.
Charles, what should we tell the town about what happened? People deserve to know the Christmas terror has finally ended, but will they believe the truth about Arcatari and supernatural hunters?
Frosty says we should tell the town it is over. They can celebrate Christmas safely this year for the first time. No more hiding in basements and bomb shelters. No more boarding up windows and locking doors. No more children dying on Christmas Eve. The nightmare that defined Ridgeview for 9 years has ended. Frosty will handle the official explanation with town authorities, using the creature's corpse as undeniable physical evidence.
I cannot believe we are actually celebrating right now. For the first time since we were children, Christmas will bring joy instead of terror. Families can gather without fear of massacre.
Our parents would be so proud of what we accomplished, even though they could not live to see this victory. Their sacrifice contributed to the creature's ultimate defeat.
Ridgeview's children will grow up without the trauma we experienced. They will never know the horror of hiding from something that should not exist. Christmas Eve will be magical again instead of terrifying.
Adding Mayor Ford's successor to this conversation, to officially report that the Christmas terror has ended. Ridgeview is finally free from the creature's influence. We can begin healing as a community after 9 years of nightmare. Frosty will arrive tomorrow with physical evidence and full explanation, but I wanted the town leadership to know immediately that their residents are safe for this Christmas and all future holidays. No more Santa, no more reindeer servants, no more annual massacres, just peace at last.